All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? Let me go ahead and adjust my microphone right quick so we can have the nice, crisp sound of NPR Turtle coming at you.
There we go. How are we doing, Turtle Riders out there? We have a great show for you guys tonight. I think you're really going to like some of the things that we're talking about. Everybody's hustling, bustling, talking about the comings and goings. We got a lot going on in the election with Hillary and Bernie. Ooh la la. Some fireworks going on over there. We have some Baseball Hall of Fame embroiled in controversy once again. We just have a lot of good things to talk about with you all tonight. We thank you for coming and joining us and sharing in. And welcome. All right, guys. So I have gone ahead and shared the live as usual to the Philip V. Prentice Facebook page because Clarence is suspended for like 12 more days, something like that. It seems like an eternity. And Philip's doing some weird shit. Like I can't message on my phone with Philip. I can post. I get posts taken down like 5 or 6 times a day now on there, and I don't get suspended because technically Philip's already suspended. I just haven't hit the acknowledge button yet. So I don't, it's like a glitch. Facebook's drunk again. So Clarence will be back. You can friend request our new friend or follow our new friend if you're on Facebook, Cynthia. That was her name, Cynthia Marie Sanchez. We're diversity turtle, we call her. You can follow her and keep up with what's going on. I've also shared this on the Turtle Boy Facebook page, which is about to close in on 20,000. I expect that to come down any day now because all the Ratchets guys have been coming out lately. They're back. They're all back, and we've had a lot of Facebook issues. It comes and goes with Facebook. We've had no issues for a while. I don't know who the primary problem is. People have asked that. They're like, oh, is it Amanda? Is it Kylie? Oh, I'm sure it's both of them. I'm sure they're both heavily involved in it. But it's a lot of other people too. You guys have to understand we have so many enemies out there. Oh my God. Anybody who's ever been featured on Turtle Boy or had a loved one featured on Turtle Boy, like they would love nothing better than to silence us on Facebook. They get off on it. But you know, we just keep coming back stronger. It sucks. I'd prefer if it didn't happen. I would love to have our sustained presence on that platform because platform access is a civil right. Everybody knows that. But it just is what it is. So we're going to be sharing on there. All right. So before we get started with the show, let me remind you guys about our sponsors here. First up, we have our good friends over at Andrew Porter Contracting in Charlton. They primarily do roofing, but they do a lot of other fun contracting type of stuff. Bottom line is the most important investment, guys, you can have on your house is the roof. I mean, it freaking protects you from the elements. You don't need a leaky roof. You don't need shit coming in. It makes your house look disgusting on the outside too when you have a nasty roof and the shingles are falling off and stuff like that. You look like white trash. Call our friends up at Andrew Porter Contracting and Roofing in Charlton. And what they really want you to do is just go on their Facebook page and see some of the fine work that they're doing. There's a link to this in the comments. I don't know if any of the mods can put a link to it as well. Maybe even pin it to the top for Andrew for their Facebook page. All they want you to do is like their Facebook page. By doing so, you're automatically entered to win a home security system with a bunch of cool cameras and crap. In case the Ratchets come to your door, you can put them on Turtle Boy and we'll find out who they are. Doesn't get much better than that. So go over there, like them. They're big supporters of the blog. They do great work. They got 5-star ratings across the board. You name it, Google, Angie's List, whatever. They're an Odin's Courting preferred vendor. They are the bomb. All right. Andrew Porter Contracting, APC Roofing in Charlton. All right, folks. So what's going on, folks? How are we all doing there out there? So we got a little crowd coming in. That's good. And what are people talking about? Andrew Porter. Yeah, we're going to get to, we'll do read for Chris kind of halfway through with the second guy. So first thing I want to talk about, there's so much I want to talk about today that I haven't had a chance to blog about. Mostly national stuff. I don't do a lot of national stuff. We do more local douchebags and stuff like that. But I don't know. I follow the news. I follow politics. I don't know if all Turtle Riders do. We don't really get into it that much, but it's been a lot going on. And the big thing I saw in the last, 24 hours has been Hillary Clinton. I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, hallelujah. Hillary Clinton went after Bernie Sanders. You guys know I don't like either of them, obviously, for different reasons. And I would think that I would hate Hillary Clinton more. I generally would. But, I mean, I hate their followers an equal amount, I would say. But I would say that what Hillary Clinton said was the most truthful thing she's ever said in her entire life. Let me see if I can find the quote here, because it was all the buzz on. I bet you I bet you it's trending. There was something trending here on the Twitter machine. Let's see. Nobody likes him. That's the quote. Nobody likes him. Let me read this to you. All right. So we all know that 4 years ago, Bernie was running against Hillary, and she kind of her people, being CNN, kind of sabotaged his campaign a little bit, fed her some questions, a lot of shady stuff going on there. She won all the super delegates, blah, 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 blah. The fix was in from the beginning, and then she lost to Trump. Now, in my opinion, if you're a Democrat, she should get the Mitt Romney treatment. We don't ever want to hear from you again. You blew it. You fucked up. That's how it goes in sports. Bill Buckner let the ball go through his legs, and he became Bill Buckner. Right? That you don't want to be that guy. And that's what Hillary Clinton was. But yet she's still respected for whatever reason. I don't get it. She's a loser. I mean, it's their team. It's their problem. I don't give a shit. We throw our losers out. Like Mitt Romney, see you later. Nobody gives a shit what you think about anything. But you got to listen to Hillary for some reason. And she decides that she is going to shit all over him. And this is, let me see. Fucking fool computer. Let's see if we can pull up the exact quote here. All right. So let me read this to you right quick. So she says about him, he was in Congress for years. He had one senator support him. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to work with him. He got nothing done. He's a career politician. It's all just baloney, and I feel so bad that people got sucked into it. Tell me the lie right there, folks. Tell me the lie. He was in Congress since 1990. He's an independent. He's not even a Democrat. All right. He marches to a beat of his own drum kind of thing. He's got no friends or coalition building. He's literally just the crazy old man who yells at shit, but 20-year-olds like him because he wants to forgive their college debt. He says nobody wants to work with him. True. He got nothing done. True. He was a career politician. True. And that's why it's kind of funny to watch Tom Steyer try to kiss this guy's ass. There's another boob, Tom Steyer. At least Tom Steyer is freaking rich. If you are rich, you sold your company for $36 billion. And this dude is literally groveling for Bernie to shake his hand. Every time that guy will get down on his knees and blow Bernie Sanders in a heartbeat. Why? You're worth $36 billion. And here you are kissing this freaking socialist's ass who's never had a job his entire life. And you're kissing his, it's freaking pathetic and sad to see. It really is. But they all deserve it because they're all terrible. So anyway, everything she says there is absolutely 100% accurate. Goes on to say, if you get the nomination, will you endorse from Buchanan? She says, I'm not going to go there yet about the endorsement. I'm not going to go there yet. We're still in a very vigorous primary season. I will say, however, that so first of all, the fact that she won't endorse the Democratic candidate for president when you're going against Donald Trump is freaking insane. It's Wally's World, folks. That's crazy. Crazy. You hate Donald Trump so much, but I might endorse him. I don't know. If Bernie gets it, fuck it. 50-50. Whatever happens, happens. She says, I will say, however, that it's not only him, and this is the truest thing she's ever said. I will say, however, that it's not only him. It's the culture around him. It's his leadership team. It's his prominent supporters. It's his online Bernie bros and their relentless attacks on lots of his competitors, particularly the women. All right, forget that last part, but everything before that could not possibly be more true. And I've said this from the beginning to my liberal friends out there, that there is a huge, huge difference between Joe Biden supporters and even Elizabeth Warren supporters and Pete Buttigieg supporters and then the Bernie bros. The Bernie people are the biggest psychopaths in politics or alive today in general. Now, I know my good friend Laura from London says she's a Bernie bro, but I love Laura, But that's because she doesn't live in the States. She doesn't understand. Like, if she lived here, she would be like a Buttigieg chick. I could tell her. She's a Buttigieg. You just, when you live here, you understand that every psychopath in the Democratic Party, and a lot of people who aren't in the Democratic Party, are attracted to Bernie because he's freaking a child. Like, everything he says is not, like, it's a giveaway. There's a reason that AOC, Ilhan Omar, and even, you know who else supported him? Cardi B. Cardi fucking B says she wants to run for Congress because she has, quote unquote, so much ideas. That's literally a quote from me. I got so much ideas. Like, dead ass. Dead ass, I got so much ideas. Dead ass. She said that. This is an actual person endorsing Bernie Sanders who he brings with him to campaigns. Like, that matters to him. A literal hooker who admitted to robbing the Johns is somebody he values on his campaign trail. Every time you see, it was like, I've brought this example up many times, but like 8 months ago or 6 months ago, whatever, there was a shooting and some Muslim people were killed in the United States. And this was like right after Ilhan Omar said something anti-Semitic. I can't keep track anymore with her. And next thing you know, a lot of people were asking that she stop being anti-Semitic. And one of those people was Chelsea Clinton. Like, hey, ease up on the anti-Semitism. We like you, but chill out with the whole I hate Jews stuff. Well, after the shooting, a bunch of Bernie bros and chicks surrounded Chelsea Clinton, of all people, like the most liberal person in the world. They surrounded her at a prayer vigil for these people, and they started yelling at her. Like, you did this, there's blood on your hands, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and they're all wearing Bernie shirts. It's like, these are Bernie bros. I'm telling you guys, there is a huge, huge difference between Democratic supporters and Bernie bros. Bernie bros are fucking cancer. They are the worst people on earth. And good for Hillary Clinton for saying it. That's actually like I said, the only time in her life she said something true. She could not possibly be more accurate. Bernie bros are worse than sharks. They're worse than coyotes. They are worse than any ratchet we've profiled. I mean, they are the worst of the worst. And I could not be happier to say that. Now, there's old beef and divide here, and it would just be awesome. Now, here's the thing with Bernie bros, because he's like in the lead right now. He's the new favorite to get the Democratic nomination, which is insane. It looks like it's going to be down to him and Biden. I don't know who you guys think is going to win that nomination, but it's going to be down to Biden. And look, I love how small the crowd is when we talk about politics. I'm going to do this more often because this is what I like talking about. I actually like doing this more than Bernie shit, or more than like ratchet stuff. So get used to it, people, because this is what the future of Turtle Boy looks like. There's going to be a lot of fucking hot takes and opinions, and I love it when people don't come on, and I love it when the audience is smaller because it means I'm doing something right. So anyway, I think it's going to come down to Biden and whatchamacallit, what's his name, Bernie, because I think everyone else is done at this point. And it's going to be very interesting to see who wins that. But the thing about, you got to fear Biden more because on the one hand you fear, I don't know who to fear more. I don't fear either of them. But with Bernie, the only thing to fear about Bernie is the fact that his supporters are so insane that they'll only show up to vote for him. And that's what happened in 2016. All the Bernie bros just fucking stayed at home and they didn't vote for Hillary because she's like corporatist, warmongering, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's fucking Hillary Clinton, but hardcore leftist, but she wasn't good enough for them. So that's the only thing, is that Bernie will actually bring people out to vote who normally wouldn't vote, and they'll vote for the wrong person. Whereas with Biden is obviously attracts a more normal crowd than Bernie does, but he's just so freaking old. He might just keep tripping all over himself. I don't know. It's a tough one to figure. All I know is Trump's going to win anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So that's that. That's my thoughts with that. Let me talk about the next topic, another topic here. Check this one out. So this happens with, there's this woman named Pam Keith. I guess she ran for Congress. I saw this on Twitter today. And this just shows the double standard that there is with the left. So this chick ran for Congress in Florida. She lost, obviously. She's a loser, radical leftist. And she tweets out a picture of her And Kellyanne Conway, who is like Trump's whatever. I don't even know what she does. Press something, whatever. And she shares this. She says, "Can you believe Kellyanne is 53 today? I turned 51 in November. And I'm not wearing a drop of makeup." Okay? And all right, so like let's so this is obviously done for those of you listening to the podcast to show like, oh, look at me. I look so much better than she does at my age. I look so much better. And Kelly Conway, yeah, she got some wrinkles, whatever. I'd like to point out, she says she's not wearing makeup. I'm a dude. I could tell she's wearing freaking makeup. That's obviously makeup. I can't see that in her eyes. Ladies, am I wrong? She's wearing makeup, right? Whatever. And also notice, like, they didn't compare bodies. Kellyanne Conway, for 50, whatever she is, 53, she has a smoking body. This chick, not so much. Not so much. Maybe get a Peloton for Christmas. I don't know. So, you got to see the replies, though. Talk about the worst people in America. Oh, my God. You got to see. All these old hags are on here. And they're responding with, like, pictures of themselves and comparing them to Kellyanne Conway. And it's just, first of all, the pettiness of this all. Let's talk about the pettiness of this all and the hypocrisy. This is obviously being done to show, to like, you know, shame her. Not based on the things she does or what she believes in, but in her looks, right? Like Kellyanne Conway is so ugly. Like that's all you got left is she's ugly. That's it. First of all, I'd bang her. Wouldn't you guys? I mean, obviously she looks good for 53. Yeah, I mean, she got, you know, her face is showing some age. Big deal. You know, just whatever. It's like she got blonde hair and a nice body. So it is what it is. I mean, sure, fuck it. Why not? Right? So that's besides the point, though. It's the hypocrisy here, right? Of look, you got to see all the comments on this. She's just being torn apart. Like we can literally see your makeup, full eyeliner. People say, "Pam, you're aging like milk." Oh God. Let me find some good ones. There's some. These not coming up. Come on, show me you're going. There's all these old hags on here commenting with their old pictures of themselves. Oh, there's a picture of her eyeliner. Here's an old post of hers, by the way. It says, "Dear CNN, MSNBC, blah, blah, blah. Stop reporting on the likability of female politicos. They aren't vying for miscongeniality. Write about their policy, leadership, character." I mean, you can't make up this kind of hypocrisy, folks. You can't do it. Oh, my God. You got to read these plays. Wow, yeah, I just turned 38, and I'm looking pretty damn good for my age. Sad that not everyone can be as beautiful as us. Yeah, Jack Nicholson. Oh, like, look at this chick. Oh, here's some good ones. Look at this broad, Diana. First of all, when you're on Twitter, just look at the ratio. The likes should be about 10 times the amount of comments. Right? That's pretty standard, 10 to 20 times. If they're even, that's a ratio. You got ratioed. But if it's 1 to 10, 1 like for every 10 comments, that means you said something fucking stupid. You went and gone dead and said something stupid on the interwebs, Grandma. And so this chick says, "I'm 61. She's a hot mess." And she puts out this picture of herself, right? And it's like, oh, bitch, you don't even look that good. No, I would definitely bang Kellyanne Conway over you. Know that. And you look at these, like, these are your Hillary supporters. I said Bernie supporters are bad. These are your Hillary supporters. These old white women, boomers. Look at these pictures. I highly recommend just going and finding this tweet and reading all the replies. Good God. Good. I'm 88. You got nothing on me. Yeah, here's another one. 517 replies to 43 likes. I'm 71. And I look at least as good as the alternative facts troll in the White House. Girl, you look like Nani Scopa's corpse after Brett Killeran defouled it. Look at that. Good Lord. Stop it. What are these women talking about? I mean, that's the ultimate irony of all this, is that they're trying to shame Kellyanne Conway for the way she looks. And they look fucking nasty. And then you get look at this guy with the beret. I'll be 76 in 23 days. Not a drop of makeup, just my beret, glasses, and beard. His shirt says, white silent equals white consent. Oh, I love white people so much. They're so great. Oh, white people. They're fucking fantastic. They are so priceless. I'll be 64 next month. Right? You just gotta read it and you'll realize my 61st birthday. Yeah, you guys all look disgusting. Like, what are you talking about? The hypocrisy of it all, folks. It never, ever, ever gets old. Let me talk about the next idiot up on the list, and that would be, before I get into AOC, let me remind you guys about our second advertiser, by the way. Our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. You know them by now. If you have an old rickety garage door, business or residential, and you want to upgrade it, right? You want to actually get with the times where you can come home and press a freaking button in your car and have that door magically open up instead of getting out of the car like a savage and walking over, unlocking it, opening up, get back in your car. Don't get with the times. Call our friends up at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. You can find them online at gdplus.com. Call them up. They will come over that day. They will give you a price that is so fair. I shit you not. It will blow your doors off, and you'll need to hire them again. All right, you're going to hire them on the spot that day because you're going to love the price. And guess what they're going to do it that day? And you're going to thank them, and you're going to tell them that Turtle Boy sent you. That's the most important thing you do. Make sure you tell them that Turtle Boy sent you, because Chris Riggs loves to hear that. He's a great guy, great turtle rider. He co-hosted with Bristol a couple times on the live show. Great guy. Give him a buzz. Garage Doors Plus in Quincy, gdplus.com. All right, so back to this. AOC. You guys remember this about, what was it, 6 months ago? Barstool Sports, Huffstool Sports as we call them. They tweet out that Dave Portnoy tweets out a joke, an obvious joke about, like, if my employees try to unionize, I'll crush them. He does satire. It's what he does. He makes jokes. And a lot of people don't understand that because he's been on Fox News a few times. So in today's political climate, they just assume if you're on Tucker, you're like you're a white supremacist, obviously. Not knowing that Huffstool Sports is called Huffstool Sports for a reason, because it's politically correct, left wing, and not even remotely edgy anymore now that they've sold out. So he tweets out a joke about, like, he was mocking the Gawker Deadspin people because they all unionized and ultimately their union did nothing because they completely collapsed and now they're all unemployed. And he was mocking them, saying, if any of my employees try to unionize, I will crush them, as a freaking joke. And all these blue check marks responded, and one of them responded and said, he's a lawyer. He's like, if anybody wants to unionize in Barstool, contact me. And he retweeted the guy and he said, if anybody contacts this guy, I will crush you and you will be fired. It's a fucking joke, obviously. But AOC is a freaking maroon, and she's absolutely amazing how anybody this stupid and dumb could make it into Congress. It's amazing, folks. We're going to talk about her for a little bit here. I love her so much. I'm fascinated with this woman more than anyone else. I am absolutely fascinated with AOC. Is there static? We got static. Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me try this real quick. How's that? Is there still static? How about now? Is there static now? Anytime I touch this freaking wire, I get static. Give me some feedback. Any static? There's still static. How about this? How about we do this? How about I just unplug this? How about now? Still static, huh? Silent.
Okay, it could go like this, but it's not as good. So let me go back to the mic. And
how's that? Is it staticky? Is this staticky? I know I fixed it, but it's not as good. It sounds good. You're good. You're good to go. No, go back, she's saying. Oi. Okay, I guess I'll go back. It just sucks, man. The microphone is so much better than the computer mic, obviously. Wait, oh, it's perfect? No static. Oh, we're good. Don't touch it. Okay, I won't touch it then. Okay. Leave it at that. I won't touch it. Okay, we're good. All right. So, I won't touch the mic, I promise. That cord gets in the way, everything's fucked up. All right, so let's go back to AOC for a moment. So she tweets this out. It's a big joke. Barstool Sports got 1.1 billion media impressions that day, which probably made them so much money because AOC has 6.2 million Twitter followers, and everyone was talking about this, and it's a fucking joke. So anyway, because this chick is so freaking stupid, she tweets this out this afternoon after Bloomberg Law. So Bloomberg tweets this out. It says, Barstool Sports settles with Labor Board over anti-union tweets. All right, AOC fires back at Barstool, all this stuff. And ultimately, all they had to do, I read the article. I don't know if she actually read it. As part of the agreement, the NLRB was going after them. And so that costs money to litigate in court. It's a fucking joke, obviously, but it's an expensive joke. And as part of the settlement to end it and the investigation against them, he just had to take down the tweet, which he said, I'll crush the unions. That's it. He just took it. It's a fucking joke tweet. Everybody follows it, knows it's a joke. So he just took it down. That's it. And so this is what she writes. She goes, well. I love the pompousness of her. Oh, I got you good. Remember when we put the CEO of Barstool Sports on notice? First of all, the CEO of Barstool Sports is Erica Nardini, not Dave Portnoy, you stupid fucking idiot. On notice about tweeting threats to intimidate his workers from unionizing. First of all, I criticize Barstool a lot. But say what you want about them. It seems like a happy place to work. You never hear about like disgruntled Barstool Sports employees. He seems to pay them healthy salaries because he's rolling in money, and he hires a lot of younger people that they probably work for $50,000 a year and live in New York City, and they're happy with that, right? And his higher paid guys probably make a few $100,000 a year, and they're good with that, so they're happy. His employees are happy. They have no reason to unionize. I mean, I'm a pro-union guy. But generally, the best way to keep your employees from unionizing is to keep them happy. That's it. Be fair. If you're unfair, then they want to unionize. But he's fair, so he's making a fucking joke about it. So he says, remember when AOC put the CEO of Barstool Sports, remember when I put the CEO of Barstool Sports on notice about tweeting threats to intimidate his workers from unionizing? Looks like you just had to settle with the NLRB over his actions. Bitch, he took down 2 tweets. The fact that you consider that a fucking win is insane. He made so much money off of you. You fucking idiot. You socialist freaking moron. And this is a Bernie bro, by the way. This is your typical Bernie bro. The worst of the worst. She also, yesterday was a rally in, whatchamacallit. There was a rally for the, guns? In Virginia, the governor there, Mr. Coonface, they called him, Coondog or whatever his name is, Ralph Northam, who got caught in blackface, but it's okay because he's a Democrat. Or was he wearing a Klan wig? I don't know. He still has a freaking job for some reason. Still the governor. And Coon Man decides that they're going to pass a law in Virginia, and he's going to sign a law that I think it bans certain semi-automatic weapons. I don't really know. I'm not a gun guy. I don't know the nomenclature. All I know is it pissed off gun people because they don't like it. Gun people don't like it when you tell them what they can't buy, or they try to confiscate their property. And I understand that. I get that. I do. So they're going to hold this protest there. What does the media immediately do? They brand it as a white nationalist rally because that's what they do now. Everything's anybody that likes guns is a white nationalist, obviously. Like CNN, they all called it a white nationalist rally. Like, oh, it's going to be Charlottesville. So what does the idiot governor do? He has a state of emergency or whatever. And he literally puts a fucking wall up, ironically. A wall. The party that hates walls puts a wall up to protect the grass at the Capitol in Richmond from being trampled on by all these alleged white supremacists. So the whole thing lasts a day. Not a single arrest is made. They all pick up the trash afterwards. It's lovely. Nothing bad happens at all. Nothing. It couldn't have gone any worse. Like, the media wanted somebody like to get shot so badly there. They wanted anarchy and chaos, and all they found were a bunch of law-abiding nut jobs, and I call them nut jobs because gun nuts are nut jobs. Anybody who like gets dressed up in the fucking camouflage and starts carrying around a sniper rifle, you're not a bad person for doing that. I don't think you're like, a lunatic or unstable, or you should be disarmed about anything like that. Be a fucking weirdo. I mean, that's a fucking weird thing to do. I'm going to get I got the day off from work. I'm going to dress up in fucking camouflage and go down and protest and carry my fucking AR-15 around me. Okay, do your thing. It's fucking weird, but okay. So, not a single person gets hurt there. And what does AOC do? What does she do? This is an interview she had with... Okay. All right, so this is there's so many quotable parts from this. The guy's name is Ta-Nehisi Coates or something like that. He's like a poet, thinks he's a lot smarter than he is, whatever. This is what he writes. This is what he says. This is what she says in an interview with him. Actually, I got to switch the audio. One sec.
Making those widgets. Therefore, those billions of dollars are mine. Why am I the enemy of healthcare?
Well, you didn't make those widgets, did you?
All right. So this is about. They're saying he's giving her a hypothetical, right? Like I'm a business owner. I make something, a product. I make all this stuff. Why shouldn't I keep the profits? And she goes, once again, this is her Obama moment.
Selling those widgets, making those widgets. Therefore, those billions of dollars are mine. Why am I the enemy of healthcare?
Well, you didn't make those widgets, did you? Because you employ thousands of people and pay them less than a living.
You didn't make that. You employ thousands of people and pay them less than a living wage. Like there's not. Like look at that. There's nothing these people hate more than job creators. Like, you fucking asshole. How dare you create jobs? How fucking dare you? You didn't build that. Well, they kind of did. Like, he put all the capital into it and like blah, blah, blah. It's like when South Shore Turtle Girl, when she used to blog for me, when she wrote blogs, like I built that. Like, she wrote the blog, but I built the infrastructure that allowed the blog to be created in the first place. Don't you know? So she doesn't understand this because she's so fucking stupid. Her idea of how an economy works is so out to lunch. I mean, there's a reason. She spent $50,000 a year to go to BU and she's fucking bartending in the most expensive part of the country, going broke. I mean, this is who we're dealing with. She goes on.
Wage to make those widgets for you.
Somebody says Turtle Boy seems to hate the working class. No, I love the working class. I love the working class. I hate you. I hate you, whoever you are. You sound like a loser. But I love the working class. I am the working class, but I'm also a business owner. And I've been in a union. So I've kind of been in the whole thing. I support unions. And I support business owners. That's it. And if Jeff Bezos wants to get as rich as shit, he can get as rich as shit. I don't care. Because quite frankly, I trust Jeff Bezos with money that he'll spend it wisely more than I would the government. I feel like Jeff Bezos might create a foundation or a charity or something that might actually do some good. Whereas, like, if you give it to the government, they're just going to piss it away on bullshit. That's all it's going to be. It's just going to piss it away on bullshit. So she goes on.
Sat on a couch while
this is what she thinks the rich do. This is what she thinks the rich do. This is what she thinks business owners do. Listen to this. sat on the couch.
While thousands of people were paid modern-day slave wages, and in some cases real
wages,
real modern-day slavery, depending on where you are in terms of food production.
What? The fuck is she talking about?
You made that money off the backs of undocumented people.
Okay.
You made that money off of the backs of black and brown people being paid off a living wage, under a living wage. You made that money off.
Like, white people don't work for minimum wage. What the fuck are you talking about, girl? And my favorite part is when she said they're sitting on the couch. Like, that's what she thinks fucking Jeff Bezos and billionaires do all day. They just sit on the couch and they eat chips and they watch all these people make fucking money for them. Like, what are you talking about? This is what happened. Justice Democrats propped up this fucking idiot and put her up there. And she's become the most influential voice in Congress. And she has influence. Like, she pushes Nancy Pelosi. Like, she's the reason Bernie fucking Sanders is like the leading candidate for president. It's wild. I fucking love it. I never want it to end. I know some people don't want to see her in Congress. No! We need this bitch in there for life. She can't go away. Her, Ilhan Omar, there's a reason Trump made them the face of the party. Because they can't stop saying stupid fucking shit like this. She goes on.
Off of the backs of single mothers. All of these people who are literally dying.
Literally.
Because they can't afford to live.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? Where is the minimum wage worker in America who's like literally like, oh, need food, dying of hunger, oh, slave wages, oh, I'm so fucking hungry, oh, anybody have any food stamps I can buy off you for half price, oh, where the fuck are these people? It's like they've never met a poor person before. Like, she grew up in Westchester County. She probably hasn't. I know poor people. I'm from Worcester. I write for fucking Turtle Boy. I deal with ratchets all fucking day. Nobody's dying of hunger in this fucking country. Literally. Nobody's ever fucking dying in the United States of America of fucking hunger. Are you fucking insane? Are you crazy? What world are you living in where this is happening? When she doesn't have a script in front of her, and she's not, because every one of her tweets is scripted, you know. Like, there's literally like 5 Justice Democrat stooges standing around her, coming up with every freaking tweet she writes. And she goes on to say.
And so no one ever makes $1 billion.
No one makes $1 billion.
You take $1 billion.
You take $1 billion. Oh, go girl. Yes. It's like, yep, that's a good fucking point. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I hope it never ends. Just feed me AOC into my veins. I freaking love her. Anyway, another thing I want to hit on.
I tweeted. How's the sound there? Let me know how it sounds. I tweeted. I not tweeted this out because I can't tweet anything. I posted on Facebook today. Actually, I have a Facebook page up here. I think I'm logged into Clarence. Stop messaging Clarence, people. Stop it. Every freaking day, Clarence gets messages. I am going to go to the Philip Prentice page to see what my boy Phil was up to. PHIL. Notice how I'm not touching the wire. So let me see. I saw this post going around today, and I wanted to talk about it momentarily. Because this is what AOC also said in the thing yesterday. She said, I think her quote was like, and did you see that there was police at, how come there's not many police at the gun rally of all these white supremacists, but there are police at the Freddie Gray protests? Oh, I mean, that's literally something she said. Oh, here's a wild idea, honey. Here's a wild idea. Maybe there was police at the Freddie Gray protests because the Freddie Gray protests were actually riots. And, you know, they literally burnt a fucking CVS to the ground. And they were jumping on police cars, smashing them, pushing people, fighting, etc. Maybe. That might have had something to do with the police presence there. I don't fucking know. Maybe that's like the highest crime city in the fucking country. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that those gun owners are law abiding. And the fact that they own freaking guns in the first place means they all pass background checks and none of them are fucking criminals. And by the way, nobody got arrested yesterday. Nobody did anything wrong. Like, they don't see how fucking stupid they look. It's amazing. It's absolutely freaking amazing. So this gets starts making the rounds today. I see. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Somebody made the same comparison, and I shared it, and I gave a little history thing here. I need to do more history shit on Turtle Boy. Let's see. Yeah, so somebody actually wrote this out today. Some guy, John Pavlovitz. I don't know. It's Democratic. It's Martin Luther King Day. Democratic presidential candidates are marching in his memory. Supporters of Donald Trump are dressed like paintballers on steroids. Okay, that's fair. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. It is funny how they fucking dress. I'm sorry. It looks ridiculous. And championing the nationalism, racism, and guns that were responsible for his death. No, they weren't. First of all, nationalism didn't kill Martin Luther King Jr. What are you talking about? Racism certainly did. A gun did, but it was a guy shooting a gun, not the gun itself. So I'm voting blue because Martin Luther King's dream isn't true yet. And it shows all these Democrats. There's nothing easier to do than to stand in the fucking line and pretend like, oh, look at me, I'm a civil rights hero. Oh, yeah, I'm so fucking brave. Bitch, you're not fucking brave. John Lewis was brave because he actually walked across a fucking bridge and got the shit kicked out of him 20 times. That's fucking brave. You're not in danger at all. You're just walking down the fucking street doing a photo shoot with Amy Klobuchar. And by the way, Joe Biden looks kind of badass there. He should wear sunglasses more often. But I just want to say this about this, right? That Martin Luther King, like, guns liberated black people. Like Abraham Lincoln, there's a famous quote, and I kind of stole it there. Abraham Lincoln may have freed black people, but it was Samuel Colt or Smith & Wesson that made them equal. And there's nothing truer than that. There's nothing truer than that. In this country, right? Why were black people enslaved in the first place? Because the white people had all the fucking guns. Like, the tables would have been turned if the black people had all the guns. Do they not realize this? They were literally subjugated because Whitey had all the guns. And there was nothing you could fucking do about it because they have the fucking guns. Are they not understanding this? Well, guess what? Why were black people freed? Well, we fought a war with guns, and the guys on our side won. And we gave black people, freed slaves, guns so they could turn on their own fucking people down there and start killing them for us. Guns liberated fucking black people. What are you talking about? Like, there's nobody who should be supporting gun rights more in this country than black people. I'm telling you. Like, what are you talking about? So it goes on to say, I also want to say that, like, guns were also used to protect the rights of black people during the civil rights movement, right? Like, when John Lewis crossed that bridge in Selma in 1965 with other civil rights protesters, they got the shit kicked out of them by Jim Clark's sheriff's department on horseback, and they got tear gassed and shit like that. Why? Because they had all the guns. That's why they got the shit kicked out of them, because they didn't have any guns. The other side did. Period. And when the Little Rock Nine integrated that school in 1957 in Little Rock, they weren't welcomed in there. So you know what the federal government had to do? They had to nationalize the National Guard, and they had to stand out there with freaking guns. Thank you, Ida. And they had to make sure that they got in there. Guns! Made sure that black kids went to school because they were protected by fucking guns. What are you talking about? And the Selma March didn't happen at first because they got the shit kicked out of them. And then they got a court order to do it. And men with guns protected them along the way so that nobody hurt them. What are you people talking about? Like, literally, there's nobody who should be supporting gun rights more than black people. So I just wanted to get that rant out of me because there's nothing I hate more as a history junkie than seeing people fuck up history in the name of wokeness. All right, last topic I really want to hit on real quick is the Baseball Hall of Fame. The voting for that was conducted today, speaking of wokeness, and only 2 people got in. All right. So how Baseball Hall of Fame works. When I was growing up, I thought, like, the Baseball Hall of Fame is so legitimate. It's a sacred place. Now that I know how it works, I don't even ever want to go there. It's just fucking stupid. All the Baseball Hall of Fame is a way for baseball writers who are all losers and nerds to literally jerk off to themselves about how fucking special they are because they get to vote who gets in the Hall of Fame. That's all it is. And every single one of them writes a column afterwards about like, here's my ballot. Let me explain it. Bitch, I'm not clicking on your fucking column. Shut up. I don't give a shit about who you voted for or your reasoning. We all know who should get in, period. And they get to vote for 10 guys. And you got 10 chances to get in. After the 10th year, you're done. So it's been controversial with steroids. Because the steroid guys broke all kind of records. And, the question is, who's on steroids? Who's getting in, whatever. And the two most famous juicers, and probably in baseball history, are Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. And neither of them, they're both on their 7th or 8th try. They both lost again, right? You got to get 75% of people to vote for you, which really shouldn't be that hard because you get to vote for 10 guys. 10. If Bonds and Clemens aren't in your top 10, I don't know what's wrong with you. I would vote for, of course, Bonds and Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Those were two of the greatest superstars of my generation. And mind you, they were both Hall of Famers before they started juicing. So they should be in. That's ridiculous. They got like 60%. It's a fucking disgrace. That is a disgrace. What else is a disgrace? Curt Schilling got 70%. He's in his 8th year. Curt Schilling had no accusations of steroids on him. By all metrics, his numbers are good enough. He had the same number of wins as Pedro Martinez, the same number of strikeouts as Pedro Martinez, and he played on much shittier teams than Pedro Martinez. He got better with age, and oh yeah, he's probably the most legendary big league playoff pitcher in baseball history. When Curt Schilling won, it wasn't just that he won, it's the way that he won. I'll never forget the 2001 World Series. The Yankees had won 4 out of 5 World Series. I'm like, they're never going to stop fucking doing this to me. The Patriots hadn't won a Super Bowl at the time. I'm like, all I know in my life as a Boston sports fan is getting my fucking ass kicked and my heart broken every year by the fucking Yankees. And God knows the Celtics and the Bruins suck. And the Patriots are a dick tease. There's no Tom Brady yet. I'm like, well, before Tom Brady and any of them came around, we had Curt Schilling and the Diamondbacks. And they ended the reign of terror, and the Yankees have won 1 World Series since then, and that's it, in 20 years. Curt Schilling fucking did that. He started, I want to say 3 games in that World Series. Won them all. He's a fucking legend. Then he comes to Boston, like age of 34, 35. What does he do when he gets here? He breaks an 86-year-old curse in the most dramatic way possible with a bloody fucking sock against the Yankees, coming back from 3 games down to 0, and then going on to win the World Series. And then, just for fun, he won another World Series 3 years later at the age of like 38. So that's Curt Schilling's career. He's a no-brainer Hall of Famer. And he's not getting in. He's the only guy whose like numbers have gone down at certain times. Why? Because of his fucking politics. Because Curt Schilling is a rabid Republican. I'm not a big Schilling fan when it comes to politics because I like my Republicans to be somewhat intellectual, somewhat smart, somewhat witty. Curt Schilling is just literally like a Breitbart commenter. There's nothing interesting about anything that he says, really, about anything. It's literally just generic conservative talking points. He shares a lot of memes, but guess what? It's fucking free speech. Well, he was fired at ESPN because he shared some meme about transgender dudes in the bathroom. God forbid. And another joke about like hanging journalists from trees. It's a fucking joke, obviously. And these self-important douchebags who protect the Hall of Fame aren't letting him in. And it's fucking terrible. It is absolutely disgraceful that Curt Schilling's not in the Hall of Fame yet. He'll get in because that's what these people do. They always let you get in on the 10th try because they think they're so special. They just dick tease you. They're like, well, maybe I'll let you in the last fucking minute. Shut the fuck up. If he was deserving on the 10th try, he was deserving on the first try. Jesus. So the only 2 who got in were Larry Walker, who he's been on the ballot a while. I guess they just decided he's good enough all of a sudden, even though he played in Colorado, so he didn't need steroids, right? I have no problem with that because Larry Walker was a 5-tool player. He could throw, he could play the field. I think Larry Walker should be in the Hall of Fame. And Derek Jeter got in, as he should. With 99.7%, one asshole kept him off of the ballot. And that's what I mean by these douchebags. They literally go and they come so fucking hard. They look at their ballot. Like the guy who didn't vote for Jeter, he went home and he looked at his ballot. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to come so fucking hard right now for this ballot. I'm that guy. I'm the guy, and I'm going to write a column about it, why, and I'm going to get ratioed so hard on Twitter, but then people are going to know who I am, my blue fucking check mark, and I came so fucking hard for keeping Derek Jeter off that ballot. Oh, my God. What a fucking load I did. Look at me. I'm so fucking special. I'm the guy who didn't vote for Jeter. I thought about this. I'm principled. Shut the fuck up and vote for Derek Jeter. Shut the fuck up. I'm a Red Sox fan. Obviously, Derek Jeter deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. What kind of fucking idiot does that? Seriously. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm passionate about this, as you guys... I mean, throw them on the list with Sharks and Coyotes, BBWA fucking douchebags like Dan Shaughnessy, who... At least he voted for Derek Jeter, but that's the only one he voted for. Blah, 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 blah. I look down at that ballot. I mean, I'd vote for 10 every time. Jeff Kent should be in the Hall of Fame. He was like this best second baseman for me growing up. He was the guy. Him and Robbie Alomar. Oy vey. It's annoying. It's annoying. So anyway, I don't take any questions. You guys have any questions you want to ask me? Let it all out. Any Boston fan would say Jeter was the best shortstop who ever played. I don't know if he's the best shortstop who ever played. I think Alex Rodriguez was a better shortstop than him, to be perfectly honest with you. There's some older guys, Ernie Banks and stuff like that, but Jeter's up there. And Jeter's a winner. Talk about winners. I mean, Derek Jeter won. That should matter. He won World Series. He was the face of the most prolific dynasty in baseball history, and he made that play against the Athletics. There's always the play. He's had a couple plays. He had that play, the one where he's going towards home plate and threw it kind of like behind his back almost and got, I don't know if it was Giambi or some schmuck out at the plate. And there was another one where he dove into the crowd and like fucking destroyed his face and shit. So he's legendary. What do I think of the Delonte West video? It's sad. It's very sad to watch that Delonte West video. Delonte West is mentally ill. And you saw it coming for a while. He's always been stupid. Always been a moron. But just sad to watch that, man. Like, he's going to die soon. There's no doubt about it. Like, Delonte West is not going to live for much longer. And it's sad. He's just become an average. He's not. His brain's broken, you know. So it sucks to watch that. Actually. What about? Wait, I know the cops were surrounding AB's house today. I did not know that he was arrested. I did not know that. But I mean, talk about another one who's lost his mind. He's got CTE bad from the frickin' that Vontaze Burfict hit. I don't think he ever recovered for that. The former South teacher who just got pegged. That guy, I must have missed him at South High. I graduated in 2000. I guess he started working there in the early 2000s. Not good. I got to read up on that. Obviously, something about human trafficking and stuff like that. I mean, not good, dude. Obviously, it's bad. Some people are like, you're going to blog about it, but I'm like, what would I blog about? I think a lot of people don't understand the kind of topics we blog about. They're like, oh, look at this child molester. You should blog about him. He's raping kids. Dude, I do hot takes. That's what I do every day. I do hot takes. Every time I look at a story, I'm like, what's my take on this? If my take on a story is child molesters are bad, I'm probably not going to write about it. You know why? Because it's a boring fucking take. That's not even the least bit interesting whatsoever. So I just have no interest in that. Like, I have interest in stories that, like, well, did South High cover something up? That's an interesting take. Who knew? That's interesting, but it doesn't appear that that's the case here, so I just don't have a take on it. Do I have a dream? I have many dreams. I have a dream that Turtle Boy will be rise to the top, that either we will grow organically on Facebook or a new social media platform will come along, probably not, and we will rise to the top of that. And we will be nationally known, well-respected, on top of the world of media. That is my dream. And I will take all of you with me. I promise. We'll go out for pancakes and waffles. Any other questions? Let's see. Oh, he had a home run on his I forgot about home run on his 3,000th hit. That is pretty badass. All right. Any other questions? Can you please revisit Noah from Woburn? I don't know what to say with that one, guys. I mean, I wrote about that story like 3 years ago. There's not much I can do, really. You know, it's like there's a reason that the district attorney's office isn't processing that. Noah is a baby who died under a babysitter's watch under shady circumstances. They have another child, I believe the parents, that was taken away from them while DCF investigated it. But the babysitter seems to have gotten off scot-free with that, and there seems to be some mystery surrounding it. And I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. There's not much more I can do with that story, you know, besides beating a dead horse. Other questions? David Levitt. I'm going to talk more about him later. I got more on him. Trust me. I'm going to find out where that guy works, and I'm going to visit him at work, and I'm going to live stream it. That's my promise to you people. That will get done. How are Landon and Leah celebrating Valentine's Day? No. Leah dumped him because of the blog. I'd like to point that out. Leah Genduso should be credited with that. Leah Genduso is she's grown on me as a person. I do think she wants to move on with her life, and I think she should be afforded that opportunity. And the fact that she dumped Landon as a result of that shows that she's capable of introspection and learning. So I'll never take the blogs down about her, obviously, because those are vital blogs that we've written. Some of the most important blogs that we've written. But, you know, it is important to point out that she did dump him. She did dump him. Anything else? Oh, Charlie Baker. Did you guys see that? Oh, there's so much to rant about today. Charlie Baker literally getting down on his knees after Ayanna Pressley said something. She went on this rant about white supremacy and keeping her down and shit like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. And Charlie Baker's made a joke, and he's like, okay, it's hard to follow that rant up. And everyone's like, boo, how dare you, tall white man, call what she said, call her rant a rant. And then he literally is like, oh, my God, she couldn't be more right. Oh, my God. There is no... I love watching Charlie Baker. I loved it. I fucking loved it. That guy deserves nothing but the worst. Nothing but the worst. He deserves to be eviscerated by the left, whose dick, he literally sucks the left's dick whenever he can to try to prove he's one of the good ones. He's a good Republican. He's tall. He's thoughtful. He's a good multimillionaire. All right? He's not like those other Republicans. I hate them. They are human scum. Trump was right. The only thing worse than radical leftists are Republicans who don't get on board with Trump. That's all I got to say about that. If you're still one of those never Trump people, you are human scum. That's what you are. Anyway, any other questions? Your opinion on the newest ACLU race baiter. So, yeah, I was in a conundrum today with that story because I see this chick who got arrested. Some little girl got arrested at her school in Pawtucket for fighting another girl. They were both arrested. And only the one girl now is suing, and she's got the ACLU backing her up from Rhode Island. Now, this is a precarious situation for me, as some of you know, because the ACLU of Rhode Island has been very, very good to me. They are taking my case for free with Failure Swift and guiding me, and they're doing a great job, by the way. I love watching the ACLU lawyers work because they have unlimited resources. It's fantastic. So they are getting behind this woman, and normally I just jump right on them, right? But I don't, it's like one of those things. Do you shit on the people? I'm not shitting on the ACLU. I'm shitting on the parents, right, for even humoring this. This is just what the ACLU does, right? They stand up for free speech, but they also stand up for a lot of things I don't agree with, and that's fine. Because they are a private organization. They don't get a dime in taxpayer money. They're privately funded, and they have an agenda. It is what it is. More than anything, though, I couldn't find the mom on Facebook. So if I can't find you on Facebook, I really can't write much of a story on you because I can't see what you're really like. Like, Facebook always opens my eyes to that. Takia Johnson's her name, correct. Have you seen the Aaron Hernandez Netflix show? Yeah, I just watched it. I talked about it. Thank you, Brittany. Can we get new zip-up hoodies in the store? Which ones? I thought we have two in there already. The green ones and the gray ones, don't we? But I'll go double check. Anyway. But watching that next, I talked about it on you guys listen to the Callahan podcast with me? I'm on there every Thursday. So subscribe to the Jerry Callahan podcast, and I'm on there. And I talked about the Aaron Hernandez show on Netflix and how they blame Callahan. It's 3 episodes of just making excuses for this psychopath's behavior. Like, what are his excuses? He likes butt sex. He has CTE. And one of my personal favorites, was that because pot was illegal in Massachusetts at the time, it was not legalized, Aaron had to go to Connecticut to get weed from his buddies, Ortiz and Wallace. And because of that, he was still in touch with them, and they influenced him badly. I swear to God, that was literally an excuse that was made up for how psychotic Aaron Hernandez is. How about Aaron Hernandez is just a crazy, evil piece of shit? How about that? And a fucking moron at that. How about that? He was a football player who got everything his entire life because he's like faster and bigger and stronger than everyone else, and it just went to his head. How about that? How about that? He's just a piece of shit. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, spoiler. You knew it was going to be that. You knew it was going to be that. All right. Anyway, let me wrap it up then. If you guys aren't, we're getting kind of late here. But we'll have more on Thursday, I'm sure. And thank you for tuning in with us, and we will see you all on Thursday. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.